right, so one of the biggest mistakes that the majority of people, and I'll even say Christians, make is assuming that words like Gentile and stranger automatically just is a non-Israelite. That's an assumption, and it's an ignorant assumption. That's not how you get any understanding of anything, is through assumption or speculation. You have to find out. So I'm right here. I'm in Isaiah, as you can see, 56. This gets used a lot. Actually, the first time I saw this was years ago. Vocab Malone brought this up because he was under this false impression that, and I'm going to be specific and not be lazy when I say this, he was trying to throw out there that non-Israelite Gentiles are receiving this salvation that's provided to Israel in their salvation. I'm being very specific. I'm not being lazy and just saying Gentiles, because that's where all this confusion it gets thrown in. That non-Israelite Gentiles are receiving the same salvation as Israel. Chapter 56, getting to the point. Neither let the son of the stranger, see right there, automatically a religious person. Oh, that's automatically a non-Israel. Based off of what? You see what I'm saying? Let's continue. That has joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh has utterly separated me from his people. Right. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. So it's going to give an example on the eunuch, but I want to see, these are outcasts, to be separated, which means you were first a part of his people. To be separated, thus making you a stranger. You were separated from his people, meaning you were once his people. Now you're a stranger. This has Hosea written all over this. This is why I made the video on Romans 9 and Romans 11 dealing with the grafting, because even that's another thing that religious people just screw up, and that's because of their pastors. But nonetheless, it gets screwed up because that also connects with once being a people to be separated from his people in the first damn place, to be a stranger. Okay, because people are coming to this chapter in this book to say that non-Israelite Gentiles can be saved. The problem with that, you would have to show me where a non-Israelite Gentile was once the Most High's people and was separated, thus making him a stranger. I hate to use the word context because it gets screwed up and chopped up by these Christians, but the context is telling you in the first sentence what's up. Just in that, before you even get to the eunuch and the dry tree and all of that, right there, that first sentence, you would have to show where a non-Israelite Gentile, I'm being specific and not being lazy, was once God's people and was separated and then was made a stranger. Let's continue. That's the first challenge. Okay. For thus says Yahweh unto the eunuchs that guard my Sabbaths and choose the things that please me, and to take hold of my covenant. So just right there, this eunuch is taking hold of the covenant. It's very important to know what a eunuch is. It's essentially, to sum it up in one word, just real quick because of the video, it's you're not reproducing, castration, whatever the case may be. That's what this is. Thus, a dry tree. Okay. But this eunuch is taking hold of the covenant. Again, this is going back to Paul, who says that the covenant is for, actually, let's just go there. Man, you making that mess up. This is all for everybody. Everybody will prove it. All right. So let's get that. So right here in Romans chapter 9, verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertains the adoption to glory, the covenants. So the covenants pertain to Israelites. All through the scriptures, it does not change. So it would be a contradiction. First, again, the first challenge would be to show how all nations were once the Most High's people and were separated, and now they're the strangers. And then second, you would have to then show where God made a covenant with non-Israelites for the covenant to be pertinent to them. You feel me? It's so many challenges in those first two sentences. Even like I say, the stranger, religion has screwed up the reputation of this book. I'm gonna say reputation, because even in here, this is another one. I got on one idiot once on a John 3:16 video that I did. It says stranger automatically, that's a non-Israelite. Let's see. Making sure I show Leviticus 25 and 35. And if your brother be waxing poor and falling in decay with you, then you shall relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or sojourner, which is a traveler, has journey in the word. That don't mean your nationality change. See, in Christian religious groups, your location changes your nationality. So if you're a Negro born in Europe, you're European now. Like it's just pathetic that there's no concrete this is what you are. It's all flimsy based upon location. That he may live with you. See, it's still your people. No, even though he was away, he's back. He's been all over the place, stranger. So he's been sojourning on a journey, a mission, a fantastic voyage. But now he's back home. It's still your brother, because y'all went through captivity together in Mizraim, right? You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. So that's what I'm saying. That there's all of these, there's all this Christian religious guessing, and that's a stranger. That's non-Israelite. Well, your brethren is your brethren. Y'all got the same daddies. But let's get back to this though. So that's the second. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. So even with this eunuch, because they would say Ethiopian eunuch, blah 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 blah, and the new. Okay. Now, I gotta go back to the law. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy and I think I want to go (23). So Deuteronomy chapter 23. He that is wounded in the stones, or has his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the assembly of Yahweh. So, in other words, if your stuff's been mutilated in some way or fashion, wounded in the stones, or your members cut off, that's what a eunuch is. They shall not enter. See, but then when you know the mission in relationship to what's going on here, this is in the context of that second chance of returning. You're still an Israelite. You can be an Ethiopian eunuch, right? But you're an Israelite. You can be a Roman senator. That's an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? It never changed. That's how the covenant that eunuch can take hold of that covenant because of his forefathers. This never changes. It's based upon a guess, an assumption that stranger is automatically a non-Israelite just because some European religious man said so, and that a eunuch is just an Ethiopian eunuch, blah, blah, blah. There would be so many contradictions and woolly-hoos and flip-flops and hula-hoos in here. Back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Same chapter, right? So, verse 6. Also the sons of the stranger. Now, based upon the Christian understanding, the stranger is what they say it is and not what Isaiah is saying that it is, that joins themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servant. Everyone that guards the Sabbath from polluting it and takes hold of my covenant. Again, if you know, it directly expresses who the covenant is for. So you know that this stranger is just a sojourner, somebody that's just been away. You're returning, which is you were separated, which means you were there in the first damn place. Okay. Verse 8. Adonai Yahweh, which gathers the outcast of Israel, says, yet will I gather others to him beside those that are gathered unto him. See that? The others are the outcast of Israel. They were there in the first damn place, separated from his people, meaning they were there in the first damn place. It never changes. I'll read that again. Adonai Yahweh, which gathers the outcast of Israel, said. It's telling you who he's gathering, the outcast of Israel. Because they're strangers, just like Hosea said. They're Gentiles. Gentiles can be saved in both contexts. But in this context, this is the Gentiles of Israel, the outcasts. I will gather others unto him beside those that are gathered to him. And I did this once. I think it's in the 40s. Yeah. Well, I just flipped right to it. So, 40. Okay, same book, chapter 49, Isaiah 49 and 6. This is another one that Christians screw up. It would be a blatant contradiction if this. Okay, let me get to it. And he said, it is a light thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes, plural, of Jacob. Okay, it's going to break it down. And to restore the preserved of Israel. So you have Jacob being broken down. To restore the preserved of Israel. And I will also give you for a light to the Gentiles or other nations, that you may be my salvation unto the ends of the earth. This right where it says other nations, but Gentiles, they would assumption that Gentiles means automatically non-Israelites, because you're restoring the preserved. It's two people groups of Israel, and to be a light to the Gentiles in relationship to salvation to the ends of the earth. But we know that the sons of Jacob were scattered to the ends of the earth, the four corners. This is why that light would be extended to the Gentiles, because that's where Jake is. See, there's preserved, those Israelites that believed, and then those that didn't, that were scattered. It's two people groups from the same tribes of Jacob. The preserved are kept, saved, guarded. But what about those Israelites? What, God just said to hell with them? you still have those Israelites that were not kept saved. That's why they would need that lamp wherever they were. It ain't gonna list every single doggone nation. Boom, 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 boom. This Bible will be way thicker when it could just summarize other nations or Gentiles. It's booyah, it's easy. Okay? Because it would be a contradiction. And it says, thus says Yahweh, the Redeemer of Israel, in the very name. So which one is it? Who? I thought it was redeeming all these other people, but now it's just Israel. See, you would have Isaiah and God be bipolar polar bears. Well, it's going to all these random nations, but then in the next sentence it's just Israel. Which one is it? You even see that Christ would be going to the sheep that are kept. He's going to leave them to go find the one. It doesn't mean he's going to get giraffes, elephants, alligators, squid, sharks. He's leaving. They're all sheep. And that's what these it's just they so thirsty to just, I don't even want to say prove. It's just emotions. I was taught this in church, and damn it, this is supposed to be the Gentiles. They're just supposed to be non-Israelites. But then you have an issue in the very next sentence. So either God is wrong or your pastor is wrong. All right. So back where we were, Isaiah 56. He gathers the outcast of Israel. These are your Gentiles. They were cast out, coining the term outcast. I ain't talking about big boy, but you have to be a part of something to be cast out. That's the others. But who are the others? The outcast of Israel. That's your Gentiles. These are your strangers. Strangers that were separated. They would be eunuchs in Ethiopia. They would be rappers in the United States. They would be, dog breeders in South America. They would be farmers in Africa. The four winds is the four winds. Nonetheless, they are strangers. You would have to make it okay. There's the kept or preserved. Let me go back. You would have to make it to where it's the preserve of Israel, and then those non-preserved, would be to hell with them. We just gonna go and get all these other nations of people, elephants, giraffes, and squids. To hell with the sheep that went away. It would just be out of order. And that's what religious people hate to see, is that they're rocking with emotions and what they've been taught on Sunday and not what the book is actually saying. So that's all I have for now, as it is written, and I'm out.